Hi, welcome back to C Programming. I am Dr. Vasu. In this video, we are going to see the triangular numbers and the nested for loop. If you want to learn more about C Programming and many other interesting topics, please subscribe to this channel. If you like this lecture, please hit the like button. That will keep me motivated to create many such videos in the future. Now let's jump into the topic and see what the triangular numbers are and how the nested loops work. So triangular number is 1. Suppose if you take 1, we take a dot, suppose. And we take 2, number 2. Base is 2. And here suppose if you keep some 2 balls here on the base. And like this we form a triangle. For 3. You take number 3. We have 6 balls here, right? And for the base is 3, right? On the base you have 3 balls, and on top you form a triangle like this. Totally you have 6. Similarly, next if you take 4, you have 10 balls totally, and a triangle is formed here like this. In 5, you have 15. So like this, the triangular numbers are formed. Let us see how these number of balls in this triangle to form a triangle are required using a for loop. I want to calculate the 10th triangular number, right? So here we write a program by taking say number in 2 integers n and a triangular number. A shortcut like so. Initially, the try number is taken as 0, right? And rewrite the for loop like this, because we started the n value with 1, and it should be, the loop continues 10 times, less than or equal to 10. So it continues for 10. Now the triangular number is equal to the triangular number plus n is given, right? This n value will be increasing further. N plus 1 increments by 1, and that incremented value n will be added to this triangular number every time when it comes into the loop. So here the 10th triangular number. Here only one statement is there in this for loop. That's why actually we haven't even put the curly brackets also, because we have only one statement in the for loop. This for loop continues 10 times only with this statement. After completion of this, we are going to print the value of the 10th triangular number on the value of it. So let us see how it works. So the 10th triangular number is 55. It directly prints. Okay. So generating triangular numbers, right? Here we are going to see the input. I'm going to input which earlier we have seen the 10th triangular number. Now we are going to see the triangular number of the user's choice. So it is taken as P, and the loop continues for P times here, and we kept this in the loop, right, in the curly brackets. It's not necessary even to get the value, right? It's not necessary to have these curly brackets. Without curly brackets also it can work, right? And one more thing is, here I have taken 3i, right, to have a clear format, right? The printing will be good, right? Now let us see how the values are printed. Enter a number. We entered 15. Now 15th triangular number is 150. So it has given the output as 150, 15th triangular number. Now a table, I want to have a table. So starting from 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. How many balls are there in that triangle? Like I want to have a table. So here we have taken 3 integers, n, p, and a try number. Enter a number, and that value, because we want to have which number you want to have this. The number is taken as a p, and this loop continues for p times, starts with 1 and repeats for p times, every time incremented by 1. And the try number is given as the n value is added to that every time, right? And here we are going to print, say, suppose n value is 1. That n value is printed here. And the try number is initially 0. That 0 plus 1, 1. So in the first triangle, you have seen only one ball is there. So n value is 1, try number is 1, right? And it prints. Next, n value becomes 2. And this 2 is added, this value, n value 2 is added to the try number. Earlier it was 1, 1 plus 2, 3. So it becomes 3. N value is 2, try number is 3. So like this, it goes on printing, right? Let us see how it works. Because we have entered 15, it has given the values for 15 numbers. So these are the number of balls in that triangle to form that triangle. Okay. And if you observe, as initially the values are only 1 digit here, and the digit is okay. When it comes to 2 digits, it has started with on the left adjustment is done, and alignment, if you see, it started with 1 and 0, right? Like this. But when the value of this second left side digit has increased, one more space is required. That's why it has pushed this one to the right. That's how we can see some sort of steps forming here. To avoid this, we can avoid this just by changing the display here in the printf, right? Here just we have taken I and I here with some space. That's why you got the space. Now let us simply change. A small change is done here by taking a 3i %. 3i. Every program is entirely same, but instead here we have taken 3. That means 3 places are taken for this first display of value n. Similarly, 3 places are taken for the triangular number. That's why when you print it, you get a very clear, neat display here, display of numbers. So that's how we can utilize this numbers here in the printf statement. So when you are displaying these numbers, integers, something like this gives you a feel, like a good feel, right? So the numbers are displayed in a orderly manner, right? Now let us see these nested for loops, how they work. Calculate the triangular number 3 times. So I want to calculate, so far we have calculated only for one number. We have taken 15 and 5, we calculated it. Now I want to calculate with the same program, 3 times I want to calculate. Actually, if you want to run the same program again and again, it will be okay. You can calculate for 3 numbers. But with the same program, I want to calculate 3 times. 3 times. How? So we have taken a counter here. Counter as another integer, right? N number, NUM number, triangular number, and a counter. Like this, we have taken 4 integers as variables. We start with the for loop. This is we can call it as the outer for loop, because I want to calculate this 3 times. So for 3 times, we are going to have this counter. It counts how many times the program is repeating. So counter 1 initially, right? And it continues for less than or equal to 3 means 3 times it will be continued. So whatever the statements written in this block for this for loop, they will be executed 3 times. Now let us see what triangular number you want first. So that is taken as number, right? So triangular number initially, it is initiated to 0. Its initial value is 0. And now the for loop starts. This for loop, actually, n number of times. This number we have read here, no? This number of times this for loop is going to repeat. So it starts with 1, initializing. We are initializing n value here again, and it loops for number of times. This number, whatever the number we are giving. So here the loop is triangular number plus n. That's what we have seen earlier. And because we have only one statement, we are going to print the triangular number of this number we are entering is this triangular number. So we get a value here. Close the loop and return. Now let's compile and execute this program. What triangular number you want? It is asking, right? So you have given 10. It displays the triangular number of 10 is 55. And immediately it is asking for the another number, because this statement is over. And again it starts with the counter number 2. It is incremented by 1 and it has become 2 and it repeats. That's why this statement has executed. So it is asking. Now let's give some input, right? 20. It displays, right? What triangular number you want. The triangular number is 20, for 20 is 210. And again it is asking for the another number. So that means it has executed all these statements and has come to this 3. Now the value of counter is equal to 3 now. So it is executing. We have given 30. So triangular number 30 is 465 and stopped. No further statement of asking you what is the triangular number again, because when it has come to this position and it gone back, it goes back, but the counter value is 4 now. It is not less than or even equal to 3. So when the value of counter is 4, it won't execute again and comes out of the loop, and that's it. That's why it has not asked this statement. It has not entered into the loop here. So that's how the nested for loop, in the sense within a for loop we have another for loop. So like we call this as a nested for loops. Okay. Now another example, we can use it for 5 times, right? Calculate the triangular number, 5 numbers. Enter a number here. You are entering in one number that is taken as n, right? This continues for I value is taken here. It continues for 5 times. And this is the nested for loop right here. Initially, we have taken and one more thing is we are going to form the triangle, right? Here we are going to form the triangle. That's why initially the I value is initiated 1 and it continues for 5 times. I want to display that triangle here. So the J value is declared here itself, right? Even I also declared within the for, it is an integer. Here it is J is an integer and J value initially is taken as 5. Okay. J value initially it has, because n value is 5, we have given suppose, right? So it starts with 5, J is initiated with 5 and this loop continues when this value of J is greater than I. That is greater than 1 here. I is 1. So it continues for until this value changes. So J is decremented here. J minus minus. That J value, every time it enters, it decrements. Now let us see what happens. We are going to print just a space. Just a space here and close the loop. That means here initially, suppose I have taken n value as 5. Let us suppose. So n value is 5. This loop has started. This loop rotates for 5 times. What happens? J value is 5 and is greater than 1, right? greater than 1, I value is 1, right? It prints just a space. Next, it continues, right? J value has decremented now, right? It has become 4. Now it prints another space. 3, decremented again. 3, another space. 2, another space. 1, it won't come here. It won't come here because it is 1 is not greater than 1. So it won't have another space. That means we have this for loop has repeated for 4 times. Now we are going to have another variable k here, right? K is equal to 1. K less than or equal to 1. Initially I is 1 now. Okay. That means this loop is going to have 1 time only. Now you are going to have this printf a 0, right? You want to have a 0 here. That means k, this loop I value is 1. So this loop is executed only once. That means 0 is printed. Here we have 4 spaces. Later we have 1 0. Now it has come out of the loop. Now we've gone to the next line. We've gone to the next line here, and this is over. What happens? Next it comes to the second value, second time. The rule, say this is the outer loop. In this outer loop, we are going to have this again, second time. This value of I becomes 2 now. So 2, it becomes 2 here. Okay. J value is 5. Initially the J value is 5, we have known. So what happens? This loop continues. 5, it continues. It prints 1 space. Next, 4, another space. 2, another space. And it won't come again. That means it has printed only 3 times. The space is printed 3 times here. So what happens? And I value is 2 now. So we are going to run this loop 2 times. K again, when it has come to here, this position, k value is initiated as 1 and I value is 2 now. What happens? So this loop continues for 2 times. 0 is printed 2 times. So we are having 3 spaces and 2 zeros. Let us continue this program and let us see the output of it. And we are going to have, say, when you entered the value here, enter a number, that value is taken as 5, and you are going to form a triangle here, right, for 5 number. 5th triangle is this one. Okay, so let us see how this actually is. We may not be able to imagine how these spaces have come and all. Let us see with the best example. Right now, suppose you run the same program again, and this time you have given 10. That means we are going to have this 10 numbers here on the base, 9, 8, like this. We are going to form a triangular number of 10th. Now, so earlier it may be a bit difficult for us to imagine how these spaces have come and how the triangle has formed actually. For this, let us play a small trick. Instead of having a space here, I put a letter A. Now, I want to see how this program is executed. So, n value is taken as 5. Let us suppose n is 5. So, I value is greater. I is initiated as 1. N value is 5. So, greater than this 5. Less than or equal to 5, and this loop continues. J is equal to 5 now. Okay, J is initially 5. 1 value will be printed. So let us see what happens. Only the program is executed up to this extent. What happens? So output, if you observe, so entered 5 here. It prints 1. That means J is equal to 5, right? It is definitely greater than 1. I value is 1, greater than 1. So executes. that is printed. Now J value is decremented. It has become 4, right? Again, it will be executed. That means you are going to have another A here. Next value is 3. J is equal to 3. So you are going to have it. Now J value is 4. Okay. It is executed. Now J value will be, what happens? Decremented. J value will be decremented and has become 1. Now what happens? It is not, it is J greater than 1 only, it will be coming into the loop. Now because it has 1, it has come out of the loop, and this for loop is initiated. K value initially 1, K less than or equal to 1 here, I is 1. So this statement will be executed. So 1 is printed here. When you execute this, 0 is printed, 1, 0. That's it. K is less than or equal to 1. Okay. Now again it tries. K is has become 2. 2 is not less than or equal to 1. So it exits this group. It exits the group, and the next line, it actually goes to the next line and starts here with the I value incremented by 1. I value has become 2 now. So I is equal to 2. So take this as 2. J value 5 initially. Again, N value is 5 only. So J is equal to 5. Repeats, it prints A. Next, J is decremented 4, right? It again prints A. 3 prints another one. Now 3. Next 2. I value is 2. Okay, I value has become 2. 2 greater than 2, false. So it won't come to this loop. It exits this for loop and comes to this. Now K is initiated with 1. K is equal to 1. K less than or equal to, right, 2. Yes, it prints O. Okay. Now K value is equal to 2. 2 less than or equal to 2. Yes, the statement is true. So it executes again, right? So like this state again it comes to this position, and I value becomes 3 here. So this loop continues. This statement, what happens is J value is decremented, means this space which you are providing here is initially 4 spaces are printed, next 3 only, next 2 only, all the next 3 zeros will come, right? Because the value of K is tested with I in the third time, this becomes 3. So K value will be less than, this loop will be executed until they are equal to less than or equal to 3. So 3 times this loop will be executed. So 3 times you are going to have this 0. Now next line. This time only 1. 4 zeros. This because I value become 4, you are going to have 4 zeros here. In the next time, this I value becomes 5, right? Okay. And this loop won't be executed. This loop won't be executed because J is equal to 5. 5 greater than or equal to 5. False. So this won't be executed. So that's why only this loop will be executed here 5 times, and you are going to have 5 zeros. That's why actually earlier in the earlier output, we haven't seen these spaces, right? But it just formed the triangle with the zeros. That's why you are able to appreciate. But to understand the logic, just we have this A. So instead of A, if you put just space, all this A's will not be there, and you will have a clear triangle with the zeros. Okay. So like this, the nested for loops work. So this is the with the space. I removed this A letter, and when you execute this statement for 5, the A's are removed and only the triangle will be formed. So this is the application of nested for loops. In the next program, we are going to see the switch statement. Hope you had understood this topic well. If you have any queries or suggestions, please do comment. Thank you.